Today I'm going to be replacing this lead valley here. It's been leaking, the customer's having problems in the living room. I suspect it's this area here that's causing the issue, but we decided we're just going to strip the whole thing out. It's only a small little valley. It's on a flat roof here, and it's a flat below this. So we're going to strip all this out and see what we find, fix it up.
So I've removed one side of the valley and there are several areas apparent. The lead hasn't been bent over at the edges. There's no lead welt, which prevents water from getting over the edge. Here's a quick example of a lead welt, which we'll get into a bit later on. So you can see here in this photo, per the arrows, there's a few areas where water is creeping over the edge, potentially causing a leak as it drips down the felt. The lead is only code 3 and not code 4, which it should be, per minimum building reg requirements. And also the lead is fitted all in one 2.5 metre piece when it should be minimum 1.5 metres per section.
So here's the valley stripped out. Taking all the tiles out. You can see immediately it's not been fitted right, several errors going on there. The edges haven't been curled over. I mean, someone's made an attempt to do these bits. It should be the whole run, to be fair. Whole pile of silicone here where someone's attempted to stop water getting in. There's a few places where water has crept over the edge, I think, like there. Take this off and I'll probably see more water stains on the felt. But, so I'm going to take this out now and see what it looks like underneath.
So now I've taken both sides of the valley out, I discovered what was causing the bottom of the lead to kink in the old valley. It's basically when this flat roof was replaced, they added some 18mm plyboard at the bottom, shoved it under the first couple of slates, kinked the lead out of whack, and it's basically was causing water to come down the valley across the side of the plyboard and inside, because there's also no welt. So that's where the main leak was coming from, I think. So in order to get around the earlier creativity of the people doing the flat roof, I decided I'm going to add some 6x1 down the length of the valley, cut it into the bottom of the ply, and then, you know, basically because I needed to raise up the valley slightly to meet with the plyboard, so there's not going to be any kink.
It's going to raise the valley up a little bit compared to the battens. It's not perfectly ideal, but based on the fact I'm trying to overcome this ply, it's raising up the valley enough, and then I can put some felt on top of that, and then new lead, and put the valley back together, and that should be jobs are good.
So the 6x1 is now in place. Nailed down the felt at the bottom there, added some additional felt which will help with expansion contraction of the once the new lead is in place. So here I am creating the lead welt. So I use a batten to help you with that, and then lead beating tool to beat it down. Basically you want to beat it down flat really on each side. So just keep working that lead, get it nice and flat on the edges. This is going to help keep the valley watertight and not so water can't go over the edges. Once you've done that, use a batten to mark the centre line and just fold it over with a batten. Then you want to offer it into place in the valley. There's some lead tools you can use to get a nice crease down the centre line. Nails, you only want to nail the top of the lead. You do not nail it down the sides, because that's going to result in expansion contraction splits over time. So once the lead is in place, it's basically a case of then putting all the slates back together again. So here's the valley back together. There's a line there. I've drawn a line on the lead where I want the edge of the slates to go.
So I got the valley back together again. It was a bit of a nightmare because this roof was really badly done. The battens are not laid out correctly for a slate roof, and yeah, the roof's a bit of a mess. So Anyway, I'm going to be coming back next week and doing a bit of work on the ridge tiles, so I'm going to bed them 2 on the end back in. I'm actually going to be redoing this whole run, so I thought I'd save that back in a couple of days. So anyway, there we go.